Good day, I'm Daniella Dennise Borja from BSED major in Filipino at Ckcst College of Science and Technology. Today, I'll be showing what's in my e-portfolio in persuasive communication. It contains the attendance, lesson and reflection, and also the activities. So the first page is the attendance starting to week 2 to week 6. So the first lesson in prelim is communication. I've learned about communication is to think before you speak, and also communication is simply the act of transferring information from one place, person, or group to another. And communication have 4 forms. It is verbal, nonverbal, oral, and written. The second lesson is communication process. The communication process I discovered is a series of action or phases that must be followed in order to communicate effectively. The sender of the communication, the message to be conveyed, the message encoding, the receiver, and the message decoding are all involved. Third, communication barriers. I've learned that communication barriers is anything that prevents someone from receiving and comprehending signals sent to them to communicate their ideas, thoughts, or any other type of information. The next is the model of communication. I learned that communication models are conceptual models that are used to explain how people communicate. Communication also has a variety of models. Next, communication breakdown. I've learned from the topic that we report is that communication breakdown is described as failure to communicate due to a failure to exchange information. So the first topic in our midterm is social cultural dimension of communication. It discusses how communication practitioners shape, sustain, and transmit corporate culture for both internal and external players in the environment through the smart and artistic use of symbols and words. So the activity here in midterm is Task 1, my goals and expectations. Draw out your thoughts. And the next topic is globalization and communication. I have learned that globalization and communication is a process of interaction and integration of individual companies and governments from other countries, helped by information technology and pushed by international trade and investments. So our assignment here is research and answer the following questions. Next topic is local and globalization communication in multicultural settings. I have learned that the word global communication refers to the methods of connecting, sharing, relating, and mobilizing people across geographic, political, economic, social, and cultural. So next is varieties and register of spoken and written language. I've learned that language diversity, often known as LEC, in sociolinguistic refers to any diverse type of language or linguistic expression. Language variety or simple variety is a phrase used by linguistics to refer to any overlapping subdivision of a language such as dialect, register, jargon, and idiolect. Our activity here is sharing of thoughts, evaluating message and or deep image of different types of text reflecting different cultures. I've learned that in particular communication contexts, it is critical to employ kinds and register of language since different situations and people require different registers. It is demonstrate the formality and informality of the employed language. And our assignment here is sharing of thoughts. Sharing of thoughts again. So let's proceed to pre-finals. Attendance week 10 to week 13. So our first topic here is convey ideas through oral, audiovisual, or web-based. Pictures, charts, graphs, and other visual information are used to augment words in visual aid. They are significant because they assist the audience in comprehending and remembering information, stimulate audience engagement, and serve as notes or reminders for the speakers. Our assignment here is sharing of thoughts. Next topic is communication for work purposes. I have learned that workplace communication is the process of transferring information and ideas between one individual or group and other inside an organization, both orally and non-verbally. Next, communication for various purposes. I have learned that purposes in order to inform, convey feelings, fantasize, influence, and meet societal expectation, communication serve 5 major goals. Our activity here is research some example of a meeting. So let's proceed to finals. Our performance task here is create a persuasive ads about our courses. And our last topic here is meeting minutes. Listening and asking questions are all part of communicating, as does talking and presenting information to others. Oral communication is the most common kind of communication, with one side speaking and rest listening. Some kinds of communication, however, do not relay slowly spoken or written language. So that's all. Thank you for listening.